On day 6, we left Aegean, moved through Rist, and into Jigsaw Lake. Okay, so it's day 6. We're just leaving Aegean, and we had our rest day. We're going to make our way to Rist, a couple of liftovers, and then a 100-meter portage, and then from Rist over to Jigsaw, super walleye lake apparently. And that's got it over an 800 meters, so hopefully that goes pretty good. Just coming to our portage point at the end of Aegean. Got a 150 meter or 100 meter portage. And that's going to take us into a little system that gets us into Aegean Creek. Well, that was a nasty little bit of Aegean Creek actually. In 2014 there was high enough water that we can line the canoe through that, but no go this time. We had to lift everything out. Yeah. Meter portage from Aegean Creek to Rist, and this area is all burnt out. Easy peasy. Oh, Rist Lake doesn't look like Rist Lake did 2014. Super burnt out. This is that nice beach. The one, as we stated in our earlier video, makes Mexican hat beach look a little ghetto. It's very pretty. Huge beach. We're paddling on Rist Lake now. We have somewhere around 4 kilometers, I think, to get to our portage point to Jigsaw Lake. And we're planning on camping at Jigsaw for the night. We're pulling up to our 800 meter portage from Rist to Jigsaw. It's the bleak moonscape in front of us. As we recall, it was a long trail, but it wasn't too bad. And I remember a lot of the way is marked by cairns. So we're looking for cairns. This is the trail to Jigsaw. And I'll take snippets of it, but you may not seem it on camera, but it's fairly easy to read. And the rock ways are marked with a bunch of cairns. Spoop, spoop. And wild cranberries. Present in the bog areas. Some more vibrant patch of cranberries here. All right, we're on Jigsaw Lake. That 800 meter felt more like over a kilometer. My step count was over 1350 steps. Usually I'm about 1100 steps on a kilometer, so I think it was a little underestimated, but you always think that on a long portage. So we're on Jigsaw Lake. We couldn't find any sites, but we found what we thought would be the best fishing spot, and the flat rock that we could find. It was rocked up and pitched in. Supposedly this is great walleye fishing. In the meantime, we'll eat some nuts. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Yeah, keep touching on it. Walleye. Beautiful. Yeah, it's in the net. On day 7, we left Jigsaw Lake, paddled through Gulch, and camped out at Haven for 2 days. It's day 7, and we're heading off from Jigsaw Lake out to Haven. Just on the Portage trail from Jigsaw to Gulch. This one is a 575. Little rock side faces are kind of interesting. It's a pretty easy trail though. Bit of climbing, but really well marked with these cairns. And some really pretty views of Gulch in the background. I don't think you could see it with the wide angle lens very much. Okay, starting the descent, and I'm pretty sure Becky's not going to like this one so much. You never get really a feeling of relative steepness in the camera for whatever reason, but I'm sort of tipped forward and pretty much gripping things with my toes here, and we are arriving at Gulch. We camped out here in 2014 and had a thunderstorm scare the heck out of us. Gulch Lake. We're at our portage point from Gulch to Haven. This is a 300 meter. This is our site at Haven Lake. Walleye, big one. So a successful fishing trip on Haven, morning 8, and we're taking home 3 walleye for dinner.
Breakfast.
For breakfast. On day 9, we left Haven Lake and paddled to Hansen Lake, moving through Cyclops and Rastoul on the way. Alright, we have just left. It's 10 after 8 in the morning, leaving Haven. It's day 9, and we're off to Cyclops Lake via the north, heading towards Hansen Lake as our ultimate goal today. Arriving at our portage point from Haven Lake out to Cyclops. Saw an amazing bald eagle perching on a tree on an island right by a campsite, and he was fortunate enough to pose long enough for me to get my camera out and take a shot of him. And here we go. You know, I've often looked at the map of Cyclops Lake, iconic name because of its round shape and a big island right in the center of it. So I've always wondered what it'd look like. Now I know.
Sweet smiles of sandy roads, sleepy valleys of clear green west.
Cyclops Lake.
So old, the places that I love been.
This is going to be the crotch tester. Oh yeah! That was fun. Looks like it's going to be lining. Just grab the life jacket and the camera. I'll grab the slog.
Okay. Try to be careful.
The small stream system between Cyclops and Rastoul proved to be a major challenge. Marked as seasonally shallow on the Adventure Map series, we had to line several places as well as lift over various rock gardens. It took us over an hour and a half to traverse. It's 500 meters as the crow flies and 5 kilometers as the twists turn. I promise there's a lake ahead.
Yay! Stay to the right. Come on!
No! I'll just stay it. I'll push us. Can you turn it? Okay, I'm getting back in. Yep. Hot tub? Cold tub? I think so. It's on the left. There's a path there. Even if it's not the Portage, we're taking advantage of this. Even if it wasn't the Portage, we'd be taking advantage of this. These are the falls right by Rostoul at the Portage between Rastoul and Hansen. Cold tub. Ooh, chilly. Well, we're finally at our destination lake for today. It's Hansen Lake. And we've got a few kilometers. It's 3 o'clock now. We'll see how long we feel like paddling before we decide to camp for the night.